Welcome back, Agile Buddies. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you. So, today we'll be talking about how to run a daily scrum. So, after watching this video, I want you to be able to run a daily scrum from start to finish. I want you to be able to understand what a daily scrum is. I want you to be able to actually know how to do it and why is the daily scrum so important. Let's get right into it. The daily scrum is also called the daily stand up. It's held once every 24 hours for 15 minutes. The key participants are the developers, and this meeting is usually facilitated by the scrum master. In this meeting, the development team will talk about some challenges they face, things that impede their flow, obstacles. Either it's internal or external, they will talk about it. They would put it all out there so that the team will be able to find solutions that will help them work better and help their work flow better. Scrum is governed by three pillars: transparency, inspection, and adaptation. Through the daily scrum, we are able to know what each team member is working on, what their progress is. We're able to easily communicate, and everyone gets a clear understanding of what others are working on and how it contributes to the overall project. Right? So each team member will be asked to answer three questions. What did I complete yesterday? What will I complete today? Are there any impediments in my way? The parking lot. When you hear the parking lot, you typically think, oh, it's a parking lot outside. But no, this is a term used in project management environment where it's an informal ceremony after the daily scrum. So after the daily scrum, we get into the parking lot. This could be a physical location or a virtual location where the team members now will brainstorm on solutions. Now that you've just learned what the daily scrum is and who takes part in the daily scrum, I want us to talk about how to run the daily scrum. This is how I run my daily scrum. The first thing I do is I say good morning to everyone or good evening, whatever the time may be, because sometimes you work with team members that are in other countries, offshore and not onshore like yourself. Or maybe you are offshore and the other team members are onshore, depending on what the time zone is. You say good morning or good evening, whatever the time might be. And then the next thing you do is you start with an icebreaker. There's so many icebreakers online that you could choose from. So you could start with something as simple. What did you have for breakfast? And you go around the room, or you say um, something like, what year was Queen Elizabeth born? Just to have the team talking and being in good spirits. After you're done with that, you now move to your board. This is obviously a simplified Kanban board. So this board, right, is used as a helpful visual tool to track progress and identify any roadblocks, right? This could be physical roadblocks or digital roadblocks, depending on what works best for the team, right? So some boards I've worked with have more than just three columns. They range from 10 to 14. So after you're done with your morning trivia or icebreaker, you now share your screen and share your board. So I usually start with the dev doing column. I will feature my screen to reflect the developer I want to go first. If this is an already self organizing team, you will let the team members opt to go first. And then when they are done presenting, they will choose someone to go after them. But if this is a fairly new team or a team that's not self organizing, I suggest you share your screen and go through each developer from the dev doing column. After everyone who has been assigned a task from the dev doing column has spoken, I will then now proceed to the code review column. Usually, the tech lead reviews the code and accepts it with another team member who is also very proficient, or usually the tech lead can review the code and just approve it with maybe someone from the DevOps team or just by himself. It depends on the organization you're working with. So the next board column will be the SIT doing. So I'll just follow up with the SIT team members to follow the main three questions. What were they working on the previous day? What are they going to work on today? And what's impeding their flow? And also to get an estimate on when they'll be done with the stories in the SIT doing column, so we could move them to SIT done column. So the stories that are already SIT done column, I'm just gonna check again with the team members to see if they are ready for production or do we need extra testing. So if we need extra testing, maybe load testing, regression testing, the team members will verbalize that. If they don't, we will move the stories now to ready for production. While the stories are waiting on ready for production, we'll capture the release that we are focusing on for those stories to be released. And then if there are already stories that were like old stories that were there and were already released, I will move those old stories into the close column, because if those stories are already released, there's no point of the stories still being there. So I'll move that to the close column. And then that ends my stand up, and we'll move into the parking lot. So during the parking lot, I will ask the team members, do they want to talk more about the issues that they mentioned previously during the daily stand up? If they say they would like to talk about it, we would then proceed. If they say no, they need extra people, I'll create a meeting to follow up so they could have that discussion. If they need extra people, maybe someone from the site reliability team or someone from DevOps, just anybody, a subject matter expert that will add more value to the conversation, they will tell me if they need that, and then I'll make that happen. But apart from that, that's really all that you need to do as a Scrum Master when you're facilitating a daily Scrum or daily stand up. Thank you for watching till the end, and I hope to see you next time. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing your comments below. Goodbye.